Shaun Burgoyne.
Yes, football royalty. We are very, very blessed today to be joined by none other than Shaun Burgoyne. Hey, Shaunie, it's been a little bit of time now, a bit of water going under the bridge. I'm sure that realisation that you're actually now an ex-AFL footballer is starting to dawn on you. Can you just be honest with you? How pissed off were you that you actually had to share that final stage with Alistair Clarkson?
It would have been nice to go out, all the tension on me. I love sharing the moment with him. I was pretty greedy. I had my 400th a few weeks before against Port Adelaide, where the intention was on me. But it was a good last game, and when you consider Basher Hooley and Dave Ashbury as well from Richmond last games, and the game was a draw. So it was a weird ending, but I was happy to share the spotlight with those guys.
And it was a bloody festival. It was a festival of silk, Billy, really, wasn't it? With the 400th and then the last game. Well, only fitting, of course, Johnny. Has it sunk in yet that you actually now are an ex-player?
Yeah. I think it's slowly sinking in. The biggest thing I've had so far is actually I can eat or drink what I want with nothing hanging over my head, worrying about skin folds or
it's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope.
I know. It's like that much. The mental relief about not worrying about that stuff is I really like it. I've been for a couple of jogs, and I woke up the other day and I went to go for a jog and it was raining, so I just rolled back over and went to sleep.
Beautiful. I love it. Righto, you got here 89 kilos when you played. What are you right now, Shaun Burgoyne?
I'm still going to come. I'm at 93.
That's four, yes.
It's gone up a couple of kilos.
You're not as bad as Tommy Rockcliffe, who's going to hit 100 kilos very shortly. So 71 more games than you, Rui, this bloke, by the way. You thought you were a star, and I played 336 and all that, you tell everyone. He's played 71 more games. And, Silky boy, you had a chance to actually win the game, didn't you? That dive, it just missed at the end there?
Yeah, the ball was obviously, I think it's 2 centimetres over the line, so I wasn't quick enough. I lost a bit of my toe in my old age, but my shoulder's actually really sore right now, still from that actual lunge. So it's just going to take a bit more time to heal. So if I knew it was going to be a goal, I might have not dived if I ended up with a sore shoulder.
Yeah. Hey, mate, tell us about the book. The book called Silk, so it's available now for all football fans or just people generally interested in your story, which is an absolutely incredible one, mate. A great tale of perseverance and resilience. Clearly a really accomplished person as well. Mate, how did you find that whole experience of actually writing a book?
I was very nervous, to be honest. I actually said no a couple of times to the the publisher, and a couple of times they came back to me. I think the 4th time, and then I finally agreed to it. Because I actually didn't really want the actual added attention to be on myself. Being a footy player, the attention's always on the team, and I thought this might be outside my comfort zone. But once I got into the process with Martin Blake about reminiscing about my childhood, early teens, footy career, a bit of my family and stuff, it actually was quite enjoyable just to reminisce and think about some of the highs and lows I've been through, and even the lows. When you reflect on your journey, it's a part of your story, and it actually brings a smile to your face because it helps shape the person you become today. So it was genuinely quite rewarding, to be honest.
I wasn't aware you had too many lows, Shawnee, throughout the 400. We'll have to read the book to hear about it.
Well, one of my lows was obviously one of Bill's highs, the 2007 grand final.
Yeah.
So,
and then the next year, 2008. Speaking of that, you always played well against the Cats. What do you reckon was your best game? Just one game. What was your best game?
My best game. I don't want to pump myself up.
No, you got to. This is why you're going to do it, mate.
You have to. Ex-players, that's all we've got left, mate.
Well, there were 1 or 2 games when I was at Port where I felt like I was playing on ball, where I felt like I was in the sweet spot.
Yeah.
Probably one game against. There was a game against West Coast where I had 12 or 13 clearances, 30 odd possessions, few goals. And then there was one against Collingwood where I had about 18 clearances. A couple there against Collingwood, and then the prelim against Geelong at Hawthorn.
Yes,
yeah, that's
the bloody one where you just bobbed up, kicked that goal late.
That's the one.
There's a couple of good games in there, but
you know what I said? Shaun fucking Burgoyne.
I know it was a great game.
Who gave you the nickname Silk?
Chance Bateman did. I think he was taking the mickey out of me, to be honest, because I rolled in on crutches my first day at Hawthorn, and they were like, look at this banged up thing. We gave 2 first-round draft picks away for this guy on crutches. So then I think he named me Silk, just taking the piss, to be honest.
So wait, so that was a Hawthorn nickname. Did you have a nickname when you were at Port?
Yeah, there's so many different nicknames. There was Burger, Junior Burger, Burgo. Like there was heaps. There was like, I don't know, the fans just come up with so many different ones.
And what did Clarko call you? He didn't call you Silk.
No, he called me Bullet Burgoyne.
Bullet Burgoyne.
He called me Bullet. Which, yeah, he had a, I don't know about you, Roo, but when you have a coach, they always make up stupid nicknames for players and they think they're gold and they will stick with it. So, yeah, I don't know what you've had Ross and some other coaches.
Yeah, Rossi went through a thing where he refused to call anyone by their nickname. So he just went through a phase where he actually only used players' first names. It was a phase. It lasted about 6 weeks, and he said, "No, this is bloody stupid. I'm going back." It wasn't working. But you're right. The coaches, Grant Thomas called me Sunshine, which was like no one else called me Sunshine.
Because when you bent over, the sun would shine.
Yes,
I think.
Well, like that.
You only had,
hold on.
Shawnee, you only had 2 coaches. That is unbelievable. 407 games, and you only had 2 coaches.
I had 2 coaches. One thing I did learn is when with those 2 coaches, you never sat in the front row because when they yelled, they sat everywhere. Yeah. If you sat in the front row, you copped the spray, from them. So never sit in the front row. But yeah, 2 great coaches who pretty much shaped my career.
What's the future look like, Shawnee? So you've gone back to Adelaide. You're going to stay obviously involved in the game. Can you tell us about your role?
Yeah, so obviously I've taken up a job with Port Adelaide across a number of different areas. So I'll be the Indigenous Liaison Officer for Port Adelaide. Some mentoring, leadership, also some government and corporate relations in there as well, and a bit of list management. So I'm going to be across a few things. Working alongside Chris Davies and under Matthew Richardson, who will point me in the right direction. And I've also started an Indigenous cleaning business based in Melbourne. So ACS Indigenous Property Services, which is going to be fairly busy. So I've got a couple of things on the go at the moment, Roo.
Oh, the corporate. That means what? Cashies.
I wish. Just looking after the key stakeholders.
You're speaking to the king of Cashies, Shawnee. Don't worry about that.
I still, mate, those panels you do grand final week when we used to have grand final week, and you'd go to a panel and there's Shawnee actually ruined Bob up, and mate, every panel these boys are on and demanding big dollars. Hey, a Burgoyne story isn't just about winning 4 premierships and becoming the Indigenous Games record holder. Now, that is something to be very, very proud of, Shawnee.
Yeah, well, in all honesty, when I was drafted many years ago, the same day as Roo, he was my number 1 draft pick, same draft.
Yeah. Oh, what pick were you?
I was picked 12. Wow, I actually went to the draft camp and I spoke with St Kilda, and I spoke to Mick Malthouse before St Kilda, and he said, just ask them, what are you going to draft me? Put it back on them. So Mick told me to do that. So I went into St Kilda and I said, are you going to draft me? And they said, no. Oh. We're going to go after tools. Yeah. Obviously, after Brewy and Cozzy. So, but yeah, when I was drafted that day, all I wanted to do was just play one game. That was the dream, and never actually thought too far ahead. And then every game was a bonus, and then I was played way more than I expected, to be honest.
And the big news, Rui, of course. Don't worry about anything else, Port Adelaide or the book. Oh, the book's very good, but the big signing at Triple M Football for 2022. Is none other than Shaun Burgoyne. Welcome to the Triple M family, mate.
Thanks, mate. I'm really happy to join the team and to call some games over from Adelaide next year. And very, very excited.
Are you going to be like Roo? Are you going to be like Roo, who signs this big contract, big fanfare? We got dancing girls and drummers walking through the building. I reckon Roo did 3 games for us for the year.
3 games.
1. Oh, he only did 1. Sorry. He only did 1 game.
He's hot property. Everyone's piece of Roo.
Oh. Piss off, Rabsy.
I said 3 and Rabsy's going.
COVID-related, boys. Just like a week off last week. Some things are out of our control. Hey, Shawnee, what's going to be your style? I can see you're going to be the type that would just bring the sledgehammer to players every week.
Bring the sledgehammer. No, I'm not too sure. Well, I did some part-time radio calling when I was playing. Obviously, you got to watch what you say about opposition players and teams. So I probably won't have that hanging on over my head at the moment. But I'll actually just I'll find my way whether what style is my style. But at the moment, it just be obviously special comments and kind of add one or two things here and there. But I'll wait and see how I go down that path.
Special comments like another Adelaide boy, Greg Blewett, who gives us this goal.
For Bob Jane T-Mats.
Got nothing for you, mate.
Get on your...
Cross down to him yet. Got nothing for you, mate.
You just got to make something up, don't you, Bill?
Well, you do, Shauno. If we ever come down to you, just say, the grass is green or something.
Yeah, I think it's a favourite of mine is when a commentator mentions, are the boys wearing the long stops or not?
Yeah, right. There you go.
That's always one of my favourite.
Where can we get silk, Rabsy?
Online bookstores and all good bookstores around the country as well.
Good work. Hey, thank you very much, Shaun. What a star you have been. I tell you what, a true gentleman, a great family man, respected everywhere, Rui, hasn't he been, this man? And I look for, well, I don't read, so I won't say I'll read the book.
The audio book
with it.
No worries. Thanks, guys. It's good to see that everyone got the white shirt memo too. So.
Yeah.
Well played.
Good on you, Shaun.
Superstar, Shawnee. Thanks, mate.
You guys.
It's the Rush Hour. Rui and Bill, Triple M.